Hi guys. There has been some interest on the forums about how to make tone matches for the AX8. In this video I'm going to show you how I made a tone match, a mic recording of my acoustic guitar to the DI signal from my acoustic guitar. I'm going to use Reaper, and I'm going to use a plugin from MeldaProductions called Mfreeformequalizer. It's a paid plugin, and then I'm going to use the free software Voxengo Deconvolver to create the actual IR, and I'm going to show you how to transfer the IR to the AX8 and play a little bit with that. But let's hear the recordings. To me, the greatest challenge was to get a recording of my acoustic guitar that I was actually satisfied with. I've been struggling a lot with that, but this one, I think it's a sound recording and it sounds okay. Okay, and now we have the DI track. That sounds okay, but it's nowhere near as good as the microphone recording. So we will try to make a tone match of the microphone recording to the DI. So first we'll need the Mfreeformequalizer. I'll find it here in Reaper. Oh yeah, Mfreeformequalizer apparently is the name. And this is what it looks like. I know already that we're going to need a little bit more range, so I'm going to set this at 30 something. And then the first thing we need to do is to analyze our source material, so that would be the microphone recording. So I'm going to press Analyze, and I'm going to start the recording once more. That was now it analyzed the EQ content or the spectral content of this recording. There are several ways to transfer this graph to the next track, but the most foolproof one is to save this analysis. I have already a folder called Acoustic Tone Match, and I'm going to do this. I did this beforehand, but I'm just going to use this one. And do I want to rewrite the file? Yes, I do. So we can close this, and we can just turn on the effects processing on this track. Then we go down to this one, and this one we are also going to get the Mfreeformequalizer. And again, we are going to adjust the range into the 30s. And this time we're going to analyze target. Or we can just start out by loading the source. This one. This is the one we had before. And we could actually just, because this is going to be important, the smoothness is how smooth a curve it should get. So we'll just put it down to 0. And we want, by the way, the processing to be minimum phase instead of linear phase. But now let's analyze the target material. And we just play. Okay, so there's actually quite a big difference between those two. Now we just have to press equalize the blue one to sound like the red one. And we get this curve. Now there's a lot of boominess down here, crud. We don't need that. And to freeform EQs, I can just draw on the waveform to do like this. Whoop. And away, and gone it is. But let's take a look at what happens if I change the smoothness now, maybe to something like 2, and do another equalization. Again, we get this. This is not too bad. And we could also go back up to the standard of 5, the default setting, and then we get something like that. So these are the options that we have. But I think we should try to listen to the different options. So we'll do it like this, and we'll remove that. And then now let's play the DI track with and without this EQ. Oh, yeah. So that was very loud. This peak is super high, so we'll try to go down to maybe -9. And let's bypass the effect. Okay, so loudness-wise, we are in the ballpark at least. Let's try to listen one more time. First without. And then with. I think it sounds much more like an acoustic guitar. If you add a little bit of reverb to this, it'll really come to life. Let's just try to up the smoothness a little bit to around 2 and redo the equalization. And let's listen again without. And then with. I still think that's very good. And if we go all the way up to 5, the default setting, that may have been. And then let's try it again, first without. And then with. I find that for single note playing such as this, low smoothness settings works best, while for string you need higher smoothness settings. But we can unfortunately get all of them from this little experiment. So now we have to go over to Voxengo Deconvolver. And the first thing we have to do is to generate a test tone. So we do that. 24-bit and 48 kilohertz, that needs to be our sample rate and bit depth, because that's what the AX8 works at. And we do this, apply fade in and fade out for reverse technique, because that's a very good technique when you are analyzing a plugin such as this one. So we say generate. And we want it here, so we'll call it, yeah, the default name is fine, actually. We'll just save this. And then we can close this one. And then we go back to Reaper. Close this one. And then here we will add the test file that we just did. Insert media file. And, so quick access, this one. And now we immediately see that this sweep file is all the way up to 0 dB. And when we apply the EQ, we will definitely clip the file. So we'll just drop this down by at least 10 dB. Yes, let's try that, -10. -10 is written up here. And we'll actually duplicate this 3 times. And nope. Like that. And then we go to the first one. We go to our effects, we drop this back to 0, equalize, remove the crud, and then we say on this one we right click and apply track effects to items as new take mono output. We do that. Okay, that looks like a quite healthy file, and nothing seems to be clipping or anything. Then we can go back to our effects, go up to 2%, and then we say equalize and remove the crud, and then we can close this, and this on this, then we get this one. Okay, and then finally, okay, it looks a bit clipped. This is definitely clipped. That's actually a bit annoying. Okay, so we'll have to drop it even further down. -20. And we try again. This does not look clipped. And then we take this one down to -20. And this one down to -20. Yep. Oh, and this take, because we want to go back here and say 0, remove the crud, and then we apply the track. Yes. Then we go back here, and we take it up to 2. Equalize, remove the crud, apply, and then we go back here and we go up to the default 5. Equalize, and we remove the crud, and that's it. Then we say apply track effects. Okay, so now if we go to our project directory, not this one, if we go to our project directory, we actually have a lot of renders of these. And now the last 4 ones that we did was these. The last 3 ones that we did was 4, 5, and 6. And let's just, to make sure we don't do something wrong, let's remove the other ones. So, and now we go back to Voxengo. So we say, where is the test for tone? Well, it is here. It is, it's this one. Then we say browse, and we select these 3 files to be analyzed. Yeah, and it'll output these to the same folders. Again, 24-bit reverse technique. That's the one we're using. We're not going to do a minimum phase transform. Normalized to -0.3. This is important because if you don't do this, you might end up with a very quiet impulse response, and we don't want that. That's a low cut. That's nice. 80 Hertz. That's good for a guitar, a 6-string at least. And then we have the cut slope. Yeah, everything here is fine. Now we just say process. Ah, Jesus, I forgot that. Okay, in that case, we will just do them one at a time. And now if you notice, there's these DC files. Those are now my impulse responses. Process. Okay, so now I've processed the 3 files, and I got these new DC files. I have my AX8 here. We'll go to Manage Caps. Then we will put them in here somewhere. Let's see, we have lots of empty space here. We'll open a directory, choose folder, ToneMatch, that's the one. It finds 11 WAV files, but we'll just take a look. And then we have to be a little bit careful. We want these 4 DC files. And we'll pull those over. And now we will rename these. So this one was so this is OM42 ToneMatch 0 smooth. Rename. This is 42 ToneMatch 2 smooth. And this is OM42 ToneMatch 5 smooth. Okay. Now we save this. Yes, yes. We can close. Now let's hear how these IRs sound. So we will just build a very simple preset, go across, put in a cap block, put in a volume block, you might need it, and then just for the fun of it, put in a reverb block. Here in the beginning we'll just disable the reverb, and we'll disable the cap block as well. So the sound from the acoustic guitar or from the piezo system by itself is something like this. It's okay, but again, we can hopefully do better. Go to user caps and load one of the caps that we just created. And it was out over here. And now we'll remember to turn on the cap block. And we also have the 2% smooth. And we have the 5% smooth. And if we really want it to shine a little bit, we'll add some reverb. Probably go back to the 0 smooth. Maybe that's a touch too much. Nah, we'll do it. Actually, let's do Cliff's favorite, Rich Hall. Yes. And so in this video, we went from a recording of an acoustic guitar. We recorded it with a microphone. We recorded it with the DI out. We did the ToneMatch EQ. We created IRs from our tone matches. And I showed you how to import the tone matches to AX8 and apply them in a cap block. So there you go. Thanks for watching.